What's up, fight fans? Welcome back to KO with Kyle. I'm your host, Kyle. Today we'll be recapping the final fight night of 2020, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Geoff Neal, and also forecasting the first fight night of 2021, Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. After 20 plus consecutive weeks of events, the UFC is finally taking a 3-week break. They will return with the Holloway versus Kattar fight night on January 16th from Fight Island, followed by UFC 257, Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier on Saturday, January 23rd. But let's start off by recapping Wonderboy versus Geoff Neal. Nine of 12 fights went the distance, so a lot of overs were good bets. I had one of my worst nights, correctly predicting only 3 of 7 fights. Fighters touted with knockout power didn't show it, with the exception of Rob Font. The veterans all performed well, with the exception of Marlon Moraes. But starting off the prelims, we had on 2-day notice, Christos Giagos versus Carlton Minus. Giagos was able to get takedowns at will. He would then transition into full mount or take the back, but he couldn't finish the fight. The fight went the distance, and the judges scored it a unanimous decision win for Christos Giagos. Next at flyweight, we had Cody Durden versus Jimmy Flick. Durden had the striking advantage and was able to get a takedown early, but Jimmy Flick jumped into a flying arm triangle and locked in the submission. Flick earned a performance bonus for his submission win. Next at middleweight, we had Tafon Chukwi versus Jamie Pickett. Chukwi was throwing power shots non-stop. He would end his combinations with a head kick attempt. One head kick landed late in the fight that rocked Pickett. The fight went the distance, and the judges scored it a unanimous decision win for Tafon and Chukwi. Next, at women's flyweight, we had Jillian Robertson versus Taila Santos. All 3 rounds, Jillian Robertson was in bottom position attempting submissions. Taila Santos seemed bigger and stronger. The fight went the distance, and the judges scored it a unanimous decision win for Taila Santos. Next, at a catchweight of 195 pounds, we had Deron Winn versus Antonio Arroyo. Arroyo was 7 inches taller and was doing some damage early, but Deron Winn dominated with wrestling. Winn landed 12 takedowns over the course of the fight. The fight went the distance, and the judges scored a unanimous decision win for Deron Winn. Next at women's bantamweight, we had Sijara Eubanks versus Pani Kianzad. It was a close fight. Eubanks landed some takedowns. Kianzad was threatening submissions. Kianzad appeared to be the faster striker. The fight went the distance, and the judges scored a unanimous decision win for Pani Kianzad. Headlining the prelims at welterweight, we had Anthony Showtime Pettis versus Alex Morono. It was back and forth early. Pettis started to land more in round 2. In round 3, Pettis landed a spinning wheel kick that rocked and almost finished Morono. The fight went the distance. The judges scored a unanimous decision win for Anthony Pettis. It was Anthony Pettis' last fight on his contract, and even after the win, he decided to part ways with the UFC and pursue free agency. Starting off the main card at heavyweight, we had Greg Hardy versus Martin Tybura. Greg Hardy appeared faster and had the striking advantage round 1. In round 2, Tybura got a takedown into some ground and pound to finish the fight by TKO. Marcin Tybura earned a Performance of the Night bonus for his win. Next at bantamweight, we had Marlon Moraes versus Rob Font. Moraes was having success with his wrestling early on as he secured 2 takedowns, but Rob Font landed a straight left jab that rocked Moraes, and he finished with ground and pound for the TKO win. It was an impressive win for Font, who was the underdog, and he earned a Performance of the Night bonus. Next at welterweight, we had Michel Pereira versus Chaos Williams. Williams was outstriking rounds 1 and 2 and landing leg kicks. Pereira got a couple takedowns round 3. The fight went the distance, and the judges scored an unanimous decision win for Michel Pereira. In the co-main event at bantamweight, we had Jose Aldo versus Marlon Chito Vera. It was a close fight. Vera was throwing leg kicks early. Vera was striking from the clinch into round 2. In round 3, Jose Aldo got a takedown and was able to get Vera's back. Aldo was on Vera's back all of round 3. The fight went the distance, and the judges scored it a unanimous decision win for Jose Aldo. In our main event at welterweight, we had Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Geoff Neal. An accidental headbutt round 1 cut both fighters' eyebrows. Stephen Thompson was striking well and maintaining distance. Geoff Neal was never able to get close enough to deal heavy damage to Wonderboy. Wonderboy won every round. The fight went the distance. The judges scored it a unanimous decision win for Stephen Thompson. Wonderboy earned a Performance of the Night bonus for his win. In Kyle's fight picks, I had Alex Morono, Jillian Robertson, Marcin Tybura, Rob Font, Chaos Williams, Jose Aldo, and Geoff Neal. So I went 3 for 7. Why even have a show when your picks are that bad? I was sold on the finishing abilities of Chaos Williams, Jillian Robertson, and Geoff Neal, but none of them pulled it off. We will have to study more tape for better picks next time around. Speaking of which, let's forecast UFC Fight Night, Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. A lot of big-name fights were announced late, so what Google says is the main event probably isn't. I'm going off of the main card that I've seen posted more recently. Potentially starting off the main card is a middleweight bout, Rodolfo Vieira versus Anthony Hernandez. Vieira is 7-0 professionally with 6 wins by submission. Vieira is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. Anthony Hernandez is a former LFA champ. Hernandez has KO power, but I'm picking Rodolfo Vieira. I haven't seen the prop odds for Vieira by submission, but that will be a good bet. Next at welterweight, because I'm not sure the actual order of the card, we have the return of Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Li Jingliang. Ponzinibbio hasn't fought since 2018. Ponzinibbio has 1 fight of the night and 2 performance of the night bonuses. Li Jingliang has 3 wins and 2 losses in his last 5 fights. Jingliang lost to Neal Magny, and before he lost to Nordine Talib, both of whom Ponzinibbio defeated. Jingliang is 17-6 professionally. Ponzinibbio is 27-3. I'm picking Santiago Ponzinibbio. Next up at middleweight, we have Joaquin Buckley versus Alessio Di Chirico. Buckley has 2 Performance of the Night bonuses in his 3 UFC fights. Buckley landed the spinning head kick KO on undefeated Impa Kasanganay. That was one of the most viral UFC videos of the year. Di Chirico is coming off of 3 losses. Di Chirico is 3-5 in the UFC. I'm picking Joaquin Buckley to win. Next at bantamweight, we have Brian Kelleher versus Ricky Simón. Kelleher has 2 Fight of the Nights and 3 Performance of the Night bonuses. Simón has 2 Fight of the Night bonuses. Both fighters have 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5 fights. Kelleher is 22-11 professionally. Simón is 16-3 professionally. Ricky Simón submitted Mirab Dvalishvili, which surprised me. Kelleher has a nasty guillotine choke. I think this will be a close fight, but I'm picking Ricky Simón. In what is likely the co-main event at middleweight, we have Omari Akhmedov versus Tom Breeze. Akhmedov is a Dagestani former combat sambo competitor. Akhmedov is 25-1 professionally. Breeze is 12-2 professionally. Breeze has 3 Performance of the Night bonuses. Akhmedov has 2 Fight of the Night bonuses. I think this will be a close fight. Breeze has a strong jab that won him his last fight against KB Bueller. I hope he jabs well this fight and takes it to the 3rd round, where Akhmedov has historically started to gas out. I'm picking Tom Breeze. In our main event at featherweight, we have Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. Holloway is a former UFC featherweight champ with 3 successful title defenses. Holloway has 3 Fight of the Nights and 4 Performance of the Night bonuses. Calvin Kattar has 2 Fight of the Night bonuses. Holloway is tied for the longest winning streak in UFC history at 13 wins. Kattar had a KO of the month in May of 2020 versus Jeremy Stephens. Kattar had a very close fight of the night against Zabit Magomedsharipov in Moscow, Russia in November 2019. Holloway lost 2 close fights against Alexander Volkanovski, so he will definitely be looking to get back in the win column. Calvin Kattar is a very tough opponent who has 4 wins in his last 5 fights. I think the advantage comes with Holloway's experience in a 5-round fight. I think this fight will be close and likely fight of the night, but I'm picking Max Holloway. Kyle's Fight Picks. In Kyle's Fight Picks, I have Rodolfo Vieira, Santiago Ponzinibbio, Joaquin Buckley, Ricky Simone, Tom Breeze, and Max Holloway. Very chalky card, but I wouldn't be surprised if Calvin Kattar, Brian Kelleher, or Armori Akhmedov get the upset win. I will be doing another forecast video on January 20th card, Leon Edwards versus Hamzat Chimaev, when I know more of the fights scheduled. So please subscribe so that you never miss an episode, and until next time, fight fans, peace.